What's up, everybody? Unrested here today, back with J News with Gaijin Views. I want to apologize for my Mount Fuji volcano video. Apparently, the first 1 minute is this explosive crumbling sound that was just some sort of glitch when I used YouTube Capture. It has nothing to do with any kind of editing I would have wanted to do to it or added to it. I literally filmed these and hit upload. I apologize for that. Apparently, it was if people are wearing headphones or have any kind of ear device in at the time, it's very uncomfortable to hear, and I apologize for that. Even though I didn't do it, I still apologize. I also want to say some people are asking, could I have more positive news? Could I do more upbeat news? I'm just gonna do the news unfettered. I'm not gonna change it around or like try and find the most positive stories. I'm kind of just gonna give you a mix of what the top headlines are. I'm sorry if some of those are pretty depressing, but as for today, you're gonna find we've got a little bit of both. So let's jump right in. Starting first with a little bit of a depressing story with kind of a happy ending. A mother in Tokyo committed suicide by jumping in front of a train with her 1-year-old. Somehow, the 1-year-old remained unscathed. Somehow, it doesn't explain exactly how the jump went down. She jumped in front of the train. Everybody watching her said definitely she didn't fall, trip, or get pushed. She chose to jump in front of the train, and somehow while doing so was not able to keep a hold of the 1-year-old baby, who was left with little more than just minor injuries of just like kind of brushing against the sidewalk a little bit. Totally unharmed, is going to be fine. Live, I don't know if I can say live a happy life, but continue to live. Kind of a sad situation. I've been doing a lot of murder-suicides in the news recently, and that's just another example of murder-suicide. Don't think that Japan's constantly covered in murder-suicide. I know I report on it a lot, but it just happens to be one of the top headlines in the news. A lot of this kind of stuff happens in every country. It's not solely a thing that's Japan only. It just happens to be a top headline because not a lot else happens. And next up, we've got a woman who was demoted for being pregnant. That's it. That's all she did wrong. She was pregnant. Sorry about that. Sorry we got pregnant here. And she went to court to fight it at her job and say, I shouldn't be demoted for being pregnant, because she actually did make an agreement with them that she would take less work time and hours during the pregnancy, but when she came back, fully refreshed and after having her baby, that she would be put back in her normal position. And she was not. She was kept in the demoted position. And so she took her employer to court. She was a physical therapist, if I remember the job correctly, and she won. Good for her, man. Japan, I don't know what you're doing, man. You're asking your country to have more babies because the population is dropping lower and lower, yet you demote people at work for having a baby. Government's got to step in here, employers got to step in here, issue some sort of, award for having kids, issue some sort of sustainable job for having kids. Don't fucking attack people for having kids. If you want the nation to grow, if you want a sustainable population, if you want it to go above what it is now or not drop in half by the year 2050, then award people for having babies. Do not punish them and demote them, you fucking idiots. Moving on, let's go to a very crazy story, which is kind of a lighter note to end on, and I thought I would do this just so those of you who felt the news recently was depressing could end on a light note. The new industry manager, or I should say industry minister for Abe, our prime minister, has been caught in a scandal in which he has been using funds to go to an S&M bar. That is sadomasochism, in case you don't know what S&M is. That's whips and chains and dangling things, if you don't know what I'm talking about exactly. Leather, zipper masks. Imagine the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, and you've got the right idea. He's been using funds, apparently, and this is just right after the Obuchi scandal, where her and her team were using a bunch of funds for their own personal stuff. Now he's found to be using stuff for even more very personal stuff. Now, there's nothing wrong with S&M, to each their own, but I don't think you should be using taxpayers' money to indulge any sort of sexual fetish. That's just my own personal belief. If you have others, feel free to comment below. I am somewhat surprised that this got out there and everything, and that it's in the news. He's right now, the main head of the administration is saying that, it was my younger people that are part of my team using that money for that. You know, I wasn't involved. I didn't actually go to the bar. They just, they wanted to use the money. You know what, bud? The money was used for an S&M bar. I don't care who the fuck went there. That's my taxpayer money, and I am a taxpayer here in Japan, used for your personal sexual fetish. Now, you're welcome to have whatever kind of fetish you want. You want to fuck a foot, you want to get an octopus tentacle up your butt, whatever. I don't care. Just don't use my tax money to do it. If you like what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video if you want more people to see it, more viewers, and more news. Until next time, I am Unrested. This was J News with Gaijin Views. See ya!